The first day of a new school year is supposed to be filled with excitement, hope, and the nervous buzz of possibility. But for Ms. Evelyn Carter, stepping into Willow Creek High was more like walking into a battlefield. She was young, barely in her late 20s, and this was her first official teaching job, after years of struggling through odd jobs and night classes. She walked into that classroom with her head high, determined to prove to herself and the world that she belonged here. But not everyone welcomed her with the same enthusiasm. From the moment she entered, whispers ran like wildfire through the rows of desks. A group of boys in the back, loud, arrogant, and restless, locked their eyes on her. They weren't just ordinary students. They were the self-proclaimed kings of the school, bullies who thrived on humiliating anyone weaker than them. And to them, Evelyn looked like the perfect target. Too soft, too kind, too gentle to fight back. On that first day, she ignored their snickers and tried to push through her lesson. But things escalated quickly. Crumpled papers flew. Snide remarks about her clothes and voice cut into her confidence. She could feel her heart race, but she kept her smile, reminding herself of her promise. No matter what, I will not let them break me. The next week, however, things crossed a line. As Evelyn was writing notes on the board, she felt a strange tug at the back of her skirt. She turned slightly, but the class laughed louder than ever. Before she could react, a sharp ripping sound tore through the air. She spun around just in time to see one of the bullies, Jason, the ringleader, grinning with a pair of scissors in his hand. A jagged cut ran through the fabric of her skirt, leaving her humiliated in front of the entire class. Laughter filled the room. Some students covered their mouths, horrified, but most were too afraid to intervene. Evelyn's face burned red, not from embarrassment alone, but from the fire building in her chest. She clenched her fists, her breathing heavy. For years she had been underestimated, dismissed, and walked over. But this moment became the breaking point. She put the chalk down slowly, turned, and faced the class with a calmness that sent a chill through the room. "Enough," she said, her voice low but firm. The laughter died instantly. Even Jason shifted in his seat. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. Instead, she walked toward Jason, her eyes locked on him with a sharpness that made him squirm. "You think this makes you powerful?" she asked, standing right over him. He opened his mouth to laugh again, but before he could, Evelyn's hand shot out and grabbed the scissors from his desk. With a swift, precise motion, she slammed them down onto the wooden surface, the metal echoing like thunder in the silent room. Jason flinched so hard he nearly fell back in his chair. The smirk disappeared from his face. His friends, once so bold, stared wide-eyed, shifting uncomfortably in their seats. For the first time, they looked small, like scared little boys caught in a storm they didn't expect. Evelyn leaned closer, her voice steady as stone. "Respect is not given to cowards who destroy. Respect is earned by those who build. You can try to tear me apart, but understand this. I will never bow to you, and neither will anyone else who has the courage to stand." Jason's face drained of color. He swallowed hard, his hands trembling. His friends avoided her gaze, suddenly ashamed of their laughter. The power they thought they held slipped through their fingers like sand. Evelyn could see it in their eyes: fear, regret, and a flicker of realization. By the end of the class, not a single student dared to misbehave. The same boys who mocked her walked out with their heads down, their arrogance shattered. The story of what happened spread through the school like wildfire. Not as a tale of a teacher humiliated, but as the day a teacher broke the reign of terror that had plagued Willow Creek High for years. Over the next few weeks, Evelyn noticed a change. Students who had once been silent victims of those bullies now walked with more confidence. Some even thanked her quietly after class. The bullies themselves, once loud and unstoppable, avoided crossing her path. The balance of power had shifted. But Evelyn's journey wasn't without challenges. She still battled doubts at night, replaying the laughter, questioning if she had done enough, wondering if she could keep standing strong. Yet every morning, she reminded herself of her students. The quiet ones who needed someone to fight for them, the broken ones who needed a role model, the brave ones who just needed a spark. In time, she became more than just a teacher. She became a symbol of resilience. The same classroom where she had been ridiculed turned into a safe space where students could learn without fear. And for the bullies, her strike that day became a memory, etched so deeply that even years later, they admitted it changed them. Evelyn's message remained clear: dignity is stronger than cruelty, and no amount of mockery can destroy a spirit that refuses to be broken. And so, the teacher who walked into Willow Creek High with quiet determination left an unshakable mark, not just on her students, but on the very soul of the school itself.